Now it's getting to that point in the Football Manager cycle where you're all starting to need new saves. Maybe you're bored of yours and you need something to keep you ticking over to Football Manager 2022. Well, I have 5 increasingly difficult saves for you today, starting off with the easiest at 5 and then ending with number 1, which it might just be impossible to do. Okay, so we start off at number 5 and we are going to
challenge you, Luke, to make a tactic with a front 5 that works.
Well. Friday's video, I will be joined by Zealand as I attempt to complete his challenge. So make sure you are subbed and even maybe flick that notification bell on so you do not miss this one. 5 PM Friday. Now, the easiest challenge on this list I am calling the Return to Glory. Here we have Aston Villa, an overperforming Premier League team this season who very recently was promoted back to the top division. However, this team was once an absolute juggernaut in European football, winning the First Division, now known as the Premier League, and the European Cup, now known as the Champions League in the early 80s. This huge Midlands club hasn't been tasting much success recently, for a very long time in fact, and it could be your task to return them to glory. With starman Jack Grealish and a few really good support acts, set yourself a time limit, maybe to build up this Villa side into title contenders once again, and maybe even win the Champions League. A task quite unthinkable for any Villa fan right now, but a challenge in Football Manager that could possibly be achieved in under a decade of game years. The next challenge takes us to Portugal. Now, something that I find fascinating about the Portuguese football is that the top league has only ever been won by 5 teams, and 2 of those teams have ever only won it once in Boa Vista and Belenenses. There is not a huge amount of money in Portugal, especially outside of the big 3 or 4 teams, so building a team big enough to become title challengers itself is tricky enough. But when you go down to the lower divisions, it is very difficult to get promoted as well, with how the league system works. There are a few teams in there though that have sugar daddy owners, and this may encourage you to try one of those teams out, build them up, take them to the top division and become the 6th ever best team in Portugal, as long as somebody doesn't beat you to it, which I doubt they should. Now, building a nation is one of those tricky challenges because not only do you have to succeed yourself at the team that you're managing, but you kind of have to drag the teams around you in success as well to kind of build your nation. It's the proof's in the pudding, the name is on the tin. You have to develop your league reputation and build the country you're managing in up to be one of the best countries in the world. Not to mention your team, you have to fight off the opposition and still win stuff, but you have to make sure that they're good enough to challenge in European competitions. I have picked Austria as a great example for this. Red Bull Salzburg are very dominant right now, so it may take you a while to dethrone them, but at least you know you will always have a great challenger and somebody who could financially hold their own in Europe once you start building the profile of the league. You see, the objective of the build of the nation is to increase the reputation of the clubs and the league you are playing in by ultimately getting more and more successful in European competitions, hoping that this increases Austria as an international team as well. It can be a very long task but a very fun one as you try to keep any of the decent players you bring into the league in the country by selling them to your rivals. And of course the big end goal of this is to make the Austrian league, the typical Bundesliga, the biggest league in the world, or at least in Europe, and overthrown the likes of La Liga and the Premier League, which of course is going to take you a while, but that's why this is one of the most fun challenges around. Conquering South America. Now, this is probably the one that I would want to attempt the most out of all of these, but it is probably the second most difficult on the list, and for a very good reason. The objective of this save is to win all of the top divisions of the South American leagues and the South American Champions League, aka the Copa Libertadores. Now you can actually make this challenge even harder for yourself by setting your manager's reputation to as low as possibly can be, with no training badges or anything like that, and even starting unemployed, working your way up from the lower leagues of South America before you get to those top divisions. That's what makes this challenge even more difficult should you wish to do so. However, some of these leagues have the most challenging formats around, so it is kind of tricky already and can be very frustrating, but this is what also makes the South American leagues so much more interesting. So the question is, viewers, can you become the king of South America? Okay, number one on this list is, of course, the most difficult challenge, and it's almost impossible. Not only will it take you years to complete, but you're probably going to need a hell of a lot of luck. In the second division of Russia, there is a team called Chernobyl. What's special about this team is, like Atletico Bilbao in Spain, they have some rules in their club vision for signing players. However, in Bilbao's case, they are allowed to sign players. Yes, you are reading that correctly. This club has a rule where you are unable to sign any players, meaning that you have to rely on youth intakes. And they don't exactly have the best youth setup. So can you win the Russian Premier League with Chernobyl, or even get promoted? That's your challenge. So let me know down in the comments which of these challenges you fancy the most, whether it is the most difficult or one of the easier ones. They're all quite challenging, but I guarantee you'll have a lot of fun, at least until the next game comes out, trying to maybe win the league with Chernobyl, which is going to be almost impossible, and I bet you probably won't be able to do that before FM22. But thank you very much for watching, viewers. All of the links down in the description, make sure you check them out. Hats, Patreon should you wish to support me as a content creator. We have the Twitch channel, we have the Twitter channel, and even Discord. Please come and join the Discord, join the community, be part of the 1 Hour Gang. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.